Good morning, world. The rhythm of today's video is a little bit different. I am not going to be focusing on me or my cars or my road to FD, so to speak, but it is still relevant. In another life, I actually am the series director of an FD feeder series called the Drift League. We are located in Southern California and we are coming on year 4, which is crazy to think. It's not just me that runs the show. I actually am partnered with wonderful people at MotoIQ. You guys have seen them in my videos before. I'm sure if you're enthusiasts, you've heard about them before. If you're a nerd, you've definitely heard of them before. But we're partnered together on this venture, and something that we collectively pride ourselves in is the safety of the driver. The drift world isn't really known to be like safe and people that follow the rules, and so disrespectful. We really wanted to hone in on this specific group of people that, you know, really want to make a profession out of driving, that are really trying to go into Formula Drift and just need some guidance, and that's what we're there for. We're getting ready to start our season soon, and one thing that we've done since year 1 is we have a tech day. Our tech has been pretty rigorous and very thorough. I think some drivers would say overkill, but the nice thing is that all Pro-Am series, feeder series across the United States and everywhere are held to the same standard. Formula Drift last year released a Pro-Am rule book that is a minimum requirement for all series. Now the Drift League also has some additional rules on top of that, but you know, for the most part, these are just a long checklist of things drivers need to have on their vehicles to make sure that they can safely and without a competitive advantage go in and compete. We're on the way to Tech Day, which is taking place at MotoIQ Garage. We have a handful of drivers coming through today, and we're gonna take a look at their cars, do a thorough look at their vehicle, show you guys a little bit more about that process when we get there, but this is honestly one of my favorite days of the year. So we'll see you there. We'll see you at MotoIQ Garage.
Welcome everyone to MotoIQ's The Drift League Tech Day. I'm going to be super annoying on this microphone all morning.
Okay, we're officially at MotoIQ Garage. We are not actually entering the garage, but their special dyno is where, or the dyno room is where they're gonna be doing tech inspections. I'm gonna go inside and show you guys our official tech team. Let's meet everybody. I'll introduce you guys to the tech team. This is a very lovely view of Nikita.
I ain't gonna lie, that girl had a big ass, though. Everybody say it with me. That ass. That ass.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes. This is Mike Kojima. You guys have seen him before. And Nikita Rushmanov. What are you guys looking at right now?
Harness the angles and stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, it's all right.
I'll come talk to you guys after this car, but we'll talk about tech a little bit more in depth.
Quit talking and start inspecting, and then you come and disrupt us.
We're here with our first driver of the day for Tech Day.
First driver of the day for Tech Day, John Schaefer.
So John here actually earned his FD license last year, but he's deciding to come back to Pro-Am for some reason.
We can't afford pro. We're working on it.
Okay, so what advice do you have to people that want to compete in the Drift League or any other Pro-Am but like are super far away from tech?
Don't kill yourself over it. Take your time. Get everything you need. Come out and just have fun. Don't stress and make it not fun for yourself. Like, once it's not fun anymore, there's no reason to do it. So don't like stress yourself out over the little stuff. So make a goal, move forward, and you know, even if it's next year or whatever, one day you'll get there.
So a lot of people are like intimidated by tech because of the money, and it is expensive, but you're not someone that comes from like tons of money. So how did you manage that over time?
Well, after the crash, you know, obviously we had a roll cage and fire suit before that and everything, but it kind of woke my eyes up with the safety stuff. And
so would you feel like before your crash, you kind of thought like, what's the point of all this?
Not totally, like definitely like a roll cage and, you know, driving shoes and gloves and helmet and everything, but, you know, fire suit, neck brace, you know, intrusion bars in the roll cage, making sure everything's actually done right instead of just throwing it together, because you know, if it wasn't for that roll cage and, you know, my neck brace or whatever, who knows what would have happened. But, you know, I got there by, you know, working for myself and buying what I needed, but also talking to good companies and getting their support on board.
Oh, as far as this year, your car hasn't changed a ton, has it?
Not a whole lot. We still the same 5.3 LM7, Schaefer's oil, Phytech injectors, fuel rails, Haltech ECU. But from last year to this year, we have an RTS GSR dog box with now a Clutch Masters FX 850 clutch twin disc. That's it.
But like safety-wise, you're pretty much.
Safety, we just got a new status seat. My harnesses were already good from last year. Everything else, yeah, it's all the same stuff. No,
So you should pass tech today, right?
Yes.
A few moments later.
Oh, are they already done with the car?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know why? It's already good to go, son. Everyone was pretty confident that it was all going to be good to go. Did you have any updates, any changes you needed to make?
They want me to put tape on my battery terminal cover. It's very important.
Dude, everyone says that. Don't pick on them for that. That's a rule. How's this one look?
Well, I mean, he's been through our tech a million times before, so yeah.
So he's sort of a benchmark.
Sort of.
Yeah.
But we still found the thing. No battery though.
We're here at Hector's car, his S14. Nikita's here checking out, I think, harness angles from the looks of it.
Most important.
How do you know a harness is at the right angle?
That's kind of a complicated question. There's a lot that goes into it. Like, it's not a 2-minute answer, unfortunately. I'd say if you're trying to actually figure out how to install your harness, what I recommend doing is reading Takata's installation manuals, because they're very detailed and very thorough. But
Now, Mike, what are you looking at right now?
Check it out, Nikita.
Walk us through this process. What are you looking for?
Basically, everything on the list. So the most important part's the safety stuff. Make sure the cage is right, the seat mounts, and most of all, the belts. I guess generally belt mounting is what everybody has problems with. Make sure the cage is good, and we've got foot intrusion protection. Those are the main things. Underneath the car, driveshaft lube, the compartment, make sure we have our catch can, no leaks or anything obvious. And then we look at suspension, stuff like that to make sure it's nothing illegal. That's something that has been a problem. If it's grossly illegal and it's a performance advantage, we don't let it go. So like subframes that allow more angle, things like that.
Okay, so we have another driver, or I thought it was the driver that pulled up. But you guys will remember from a past video, actually when I went to the field drift sesh, I got to tandem with a cool 370Z. The driver was named Cisco. Well, the car showed up and Cisco did not. He's unfortunately injured, minor injury with his back, so he's in bed, but here's the car, but look who brought the car. Now, you guys might not know who this is, but I know who this is, and this is CLINT. How do you say your last name, sir?
BOISDEAU.
You know, I'm biased towards you because you love Z chassis, but specifically 370s, right?
Correct.
You
yeah.
have one.
Yes, I have a 370. It actually has a lot of angle-oriented drift suspension up front getting situated.
Nice.
Because I want to have fun going sideways.
Yeah, my
for-
boy.
Yeah. Cisco's 370, that he's been drifting at kind of open events and like fun events for a while. He wanted to get into competition this year. And then through mutual friends and us talking and situating, I'm going to be his crew chief for this year and just try to help out with efficiency. Here we are, and here at the 370, we got a few more things to do to it, but we're here at Tech and we wanted to talk about things and just make sure we're on the right path and work tightly with tech inspectors because that's important. Few things change. We put the cage in to be able to, that's the biggest step, both time and safety-wise, to get things rolling for competition. So we've been spending most of the time getting the cage in and then sorting out small things that could be related to reliability. We've got a couple of other upgrades that we're gonna do. We have certain safety things that we wanted to talk to you guys about and related to tech. So it's like before we start splicing stuff or cutting stuff, now we're on the right track since we still have 2 weeks. Yeah. So we have those parts. We have some of those parts in there. Just like, hey, like, what's your best recommendation with this? And look at the celebrity right now.
Oh, he showed up. Oh man, you got a limp. No.
The gangster lean.
Yeah. What's up, the man himself? What's up, bro?
Thank God everybody involved with the program came through, and extremely proud of all my guys, you know. Extremely proud to have CLINT on the team too, and very accomplished driver if you guys don't know. It's glad to be out here and finally competing with everybody else.
Yeah.
So I'm a grassroots driver, so it's like one of those things where it's a dream come true in a sense.
So what's your goal? Are you just wanting to get your toes wet? Are you wanting to go pro? Like, is that...
absolutely. Once the license is acquired, our plans are to go pro.
Well, we're excited to have you. Once we put your car on the lift right now, we'll talk to you guys, you know, CLINT and you, and we'll talk to the tech team about the questions you guys have, and we'll just kind of go from there.
Does this look suitable for what we're gonna do?
Oh, I see. It's
yeah, it's got the alternator ohm protection in it. This is a new one and kind of a more like a more expensive one than I've used, and I wanted to talk to them about it just to make sure.
see how this works. Yeah.
Okay.
So now they're going through and inspecting the helmets.
No, I'll tell you why I'm not doing much driving lately. I'll show you. You'll be proud.
Okay, so what are you looking for in the helmet? You're looking for
The Snell sticker. For making sure the helmet has a current Snell sticker.
Cool. So Nikita's going through the checklist. Hey Nikita, while you're there, can you talk a little bit about this checklist?
It's a big ass checklist.
So here's an example of the tech sheet. Going through your driver safety equipment, driving suit, glasses, seat support, seat mounting, seat belts, arm restraints. See how thorough this is? This is a document created to make sure we're going through all tech requirements. You're a tech team member.
So I took a picture of you guys.
Can you talk a little bit about like what systems everyone's looking through and what they're looking for?
Honorary tech team member. Thank you. We start off with safety first. Make sure we check all the helmet, the driver's suit, shoes, socks, arm restraints if you have windows open. Seats need to be up to date, both driver and passenger.
And this year we're running full containment seats, and Status Racing is actually our title sponsor, so they're coming in clutch with those seats.
So yeah, they've been super busy with those actually. A lot of people are picking those up and actually taking advantage of their deals as a Drift League driver with the Status team. So hit those guys up if you're still looking, but you shouldn't be because we're racing real soon. So get your act together. Hans, fire suppression's a big one this year. We knew about it last year. Actually, I think we ran it last year, didn't we?
Yeah.
So we ran it last year. Battery tie down, no zip ties on batteries. Make sure you've got the batteries taped up on the terminals, or the terminals are covered. So if something were to like fall off, or the battery were to fall out, and then the two contacts ground, it would ground the whole car and could start a fire, could definitely damage some stuff. So make sure your master cutoff switch actually shuts off the car.
And what is like a common way people do it incorrectly?
So it's easy to wire up a master cutoff just to the battery, and the problem is if you do it to the battery, the car can still run because it's got an alternator, or most cars still have alternators. So the alternator will keep the car running. So you need to make sure that your cutoff cuts off the alternator, the power of the alternator plus the power of the battery, and it shuts the car off. Roll cage, no monkey business. Padding needs to be SFI, no
Pool noodles.
Yeah, no pool noodles. So that's an old one. Old road racing stuff. They've been rules for a really long time, so it's good to see like all of these things come around to all the levels of like all the grassroots levels of motorsport. So, fuel cell needs to meet SFI 20.1. No empty aluminum welded stuff. It needs to be legit. You need to have a drive shaft loop. I think everyone already has
Let's
that
talk
by now.
about that. Nikita just went through the driver's logbook and notated anything that needs to be addressed or fixed, or any waivers that were issued, and he's going through the very long checklist, as he said. And what was the outcome of this tech session? What do you guys need to work on?
The expected stuff, you know, like there's mostly the expected stuff that we wanted to get further discussion on before we started doing things. Some things that, you know, good advice from Mike and Peter has been good. But yeah, pretty much where we're at, we know what we gotta do. The big concern was that just like where things are and the legality of the cage, because that's the biggest thing and takes the most time. So we're feeling good about that.
Go, you ready?
I'm feeling really good with the car and with myself.
I think this is the end of tech day almost.
It's the last car. Last car.